my friends, our completed plate of broccoli chickpea fritters. Hi guys, and welcome back to episode number 4. We're making some progress here. Oh, this is Crew's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a recipe that I haven't made in a couple of years. I'm not sure why. Sometimes I just make something all the time and then all of a sudden I stop. But it is very tasty and easy and vegan and gluten-free, so that's great if you have some dietary restriction. And it is chickpea broccoli fritters. It's kind of anticlimactic. Probably not worth a drum roll. Although these, of course, won't be as high in protein as, say, eating a chicken breast, these are some good veggie sources that you can add in to increase your protein intake a little bit. Broccoli is a good veggie to add in. We have some chickpeas, of course, more carbohydrates than protein, but we're also going to add some nutritional yeast, which is a pretty easy way to up your protein a little bit and get a cheesy flavor. Looks like fish food. Of course, this is not vegan anymore, but we're going to make a dipping sauce with Greek yogurt, and that's another way to increase your protein a little bit. Yes. The first thing we're going to do is make a flax egg. This is in lieu of an egg, but it does serve the same purpose of helping to bind the patties together to make them stick a little more. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of ground flax and 3 tablespoons of water and let it sit for like at least 5 minutes. Uno, dos. There will be some water remaining on the top, but the flax will absorb that while it's sitting. Magic. So now that we instantly steamed our broccoli, we're going to first add this to our blender and or food processor. The recipe calls for 2 cups of steamed broccoli. I'm going to double this recipe though because I have enough to do so, but you definitely can use a food processor. In fact, that's probably better, but Vitamixes are extremely easy to clean because you just put soap in it and blend, so that's why I'm using my Vitamix. I drained and rinsed the chickpeas already. Again, I'm doubling the recipe, so normally this calls for 1 cup, but I'm going to add 2 cups. Okay, so we're going to pulse this until it is combined, but still kind of chunky, because we're not trying to make broccoli hummus right now. We do still want a little bit of texture in there. This would be far more enjoyable if we had our old condo neighbors still. I was very foolish to not just use the stupid food processor. It likes when there is liquid, so I'm adding a teeny bit of water. It'll still be fine. That didn't work too badly. So we're going to transfer this to a bowl now and add the remaining ingredients. Broccoli chickpea mush. This is half emptied, sorry. But I thought I'd show you, this is what the flax egg looks like when it is set. So it is quite gelatinous. I'm going to add the rest here. To make these more patty-like, we do have to add some dry ingredients. So the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of chickpea flour, but I don't have any anymore. So I'm adding another type of flour. I think this is whole wheat flour, of course, not gluten-free. Do not serve this to your celiac friends with wheat flour. I'm very precise all the time when I make recipes. I mean, the fact I'm even holding something that measures is a miracle. This is why I prefer cooking over baking. You don't need to be nearly as precise. This is the fish food I was talking about earlier. So it adds a bit of a cheesy flavor. It's optional if you don't have any, but it can increase the protein a little, and I like the taste. So we're adding 2 tablespoons. Then we're adding salt and pepper to taste. I'll taste the dough after it's done, actually, see if I have to add more salt. But in general, salt is good, and I tend to undersalt, so. This one is very optional, but I'm going to add a tablespoon of tahini. It is, of course, going to increase the calories because it's sesame seed butter, so it's the same calories as, say, like peanut butter or almond butter, so like 100 for a tablespoon, but I really like the flavor of tahini and I think it complements this really well. And then you just mix it all together until the spices are well incorporated. This is the completed dough. As you can see, it's very sticky together-y, which is good. So we're gonna form it into patties. I turn the stove on low heat to make sure that it cooks evenly through, but yeah, let's go there. So I've heated the pan and I'm making these into patties. Excuse my mess. I washed my hands very well. And I'm gonna flatten them on there and cook them on low heat. You want to make them fairly flat so that they cook fairly evenly through, even though the dough is safe to eat, but you don't want like a very raw, squishy inside and then burnt outside. So I'm gonna flatten them more. While the patties are cooking, we're just making this Greek yogurt sauce. Sorry for the lack of precise measurements, but yogurt, salt, pepper, some lovely fresh dill, and a little pinch of cayenne. If I was a normal person, I would be adding garlic to this as well, or maybe some onion. Alas, I cannot digest either of those delicious things. This first batch is done now. I think it's about 15 minutes total. And brown on both sides. A little bit crunchy on the outside, but still soft on the inside. There you have it, my friends. Our completed plate of broccoli chickpea fritters. This is the double batch, so this is for 2. So each one made 6. Get some sauce. They're good.